Hey guys, it's Sapphire. Follow along with me to see how I went from being told that my child was underweight to pumping 50 to 60 ounces a day using the Elvie stride. So I was gonna do this real nice setup with the ring light and do my makeup, do my hair. But baby boy got his shots yesterday, so we're just sitting and while he's asleep, I'm gonna make this very informative video. So I'm just gonna start with day one up until I start pumping volume first. So on day one, he latched. That was his first and only time latching correctly. But I was having to wake him up every 3 to 4 hours to feed him. So in my eyes, that was breastfeeding, and it was pretty simple other than, waking up. Day two, oh my God, he would not leave my breast. It was painful. My nipples were cracked. They were bleeding. They were sore. I was crying. I felt like he was not eating at all. It was horrible. And then they told me he was losing weight. So on day three, I almost didn't release from the hospital because the pediatrician felt like he had lost too much weight, and they didn't. He had lost 9% and 10% is when they start raising their red flags. So the lactation consultant came in and we did a hand pump, and she pumped enough to fill up a 5 milliliter syringe, and we gave him that. And then from there, I was pumping that night, but I wasn't really getting any. I was getting like maybe 1 milliliter, 2 milliliter. Like I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? But I'm thinking that I'm doing enough to feed him, right? Then day four, we had our follow-up appointment, right? We go to the pediatrician, and he's lost 15% of his body weight. The doctor flat out tells me, oh my God, you're starving this baby. Okay, a 4-day-old mom, like I was in shambles. I was crying. I was complaining. I was like, oh my God, I'm starving my baby. But it all worked out because I went home. I just did not want to give my baby formula. I don't know why. It was just a personal goal of mine. There's nothing wrong with giving your baby formula. It was a personal goal of mine to exclusively breastfeed for at least the first 6 months, shooting for a year. Okay. So anyway, I went home and I pumped. By the end of the night, and by the end of the night, I mean by 9 p.m., I had a 2.5 Medela bottle filled as well as a 5 milliliter syringe. So I'm like, okay, I'm making milk. Yes. He ate good that night because I was actually waking up. I had alarms set. I was waking up every 2 hours to pump, and that's what did it. So at the start of my pumping journey, I had a total of 3 lactation consultations. I had one the day after he was born, which was virtual. I had one in person on the day I was released from the hospital. And I had another one on day 5, which was virtual as well, right? The lactation consultations helped me a lot because it let me know that what I was doing was correct. So now I'll just get into my pumping schedule from when I went home after the doctor until I realized I was making milk. Like I started calling myself a milkmaid and everything. Like I was just like so amazed with my body. I went home after the doctor and Sean was like I said, and I just began to pump every 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours was a stretch for me. I was pumping every 2 hours for at least 45 minutes. So my breasts were getting no break. But what it was doing was signaling my brain that you need to produce more milk, right? So by the end of the day on the 17th, November 17th, and by the end of the day, I mean by 9 p.m., I had a 5-ounce Medela bottle filled in a 5 milliliter syringe, and I felt like I had the most milk in the world. Right? It was amazing to me. Right? So baby boy started eating really good. I could tell he was enjoying it. The next day, by the end of the day, I had 2 5-ounce Medela bottles filled and a little small piece of the 2.5-ounce bottle. So I followed this every 2 to 3 hours for 45 minutes up until I think I was maybe 3 weeks postpartum. And at that point, I was getting 50 to 60 ounces a day. So it went from on the day one of my first, serious pump, I had 14 ounces. The next day I had like 30, and then the next day I had like 45, and then I was 45, 45, 45 for like 3 days, and after that I was getting up to 60, and then the next day it would be like 55, and the next day it'd be 52, and then it'd be back down to 45, and then it'd be back up to 65. Like, that's why I say I pump 45 to 60 ounces a day, because it fluctuates so much, but it's always between 45 and 60. So I did this for about 3 weeks, like I said, and I initially stopped. My breasts, well, I didn't stop. At this point, I'm like, man, my breasts are hurting. Like, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie. It was painful from the time, and so much I'll Google, why are my breasts hurting after I pump? Or after I empty my breasts, why is it hurting? And I find out that I'm just pumping for too long, right? So I cut down my pumps to 30-minute sessions every 3 hours, right? This is at 3 weeks postpartum. I still was getting 8 to 10 ounces a sitting. So at this point, this let me know that my milk was established. So my diet for my entire pumping journey has been basically, I had the milk mama, I think Milk Munction. I don't remember the actual brand, but any type of lactation smoothie, I had that. I was drinking them twice a day. I'm not gonna lie, I did the Genesis extra stout beer because I'm a beer drinker prior to pregnancy, and I saw that I researched and saw that stout produces more milk. So I would drink, as soon as I finished my morning pump, I would drink a beer, wait 3 hours and then pump. And to me, it seemed like my milk was doubled. So to me, that works. I'm not telling people to drink and pump. I'm saying you can drink a beer, wait those 3 hours, let that milk produce, and maybe it'll work for you as well. I was killing, at least for the first 3 to 4 weeks. I've slowed down now. Like, I don't do it now, but I was killing at least 10 to 12 16-ounce water bottles a day. I was killing them. Like, I was just drinking them. And then I was not eating like that. So a lot of people say you need calories. The only thing I was doing was staying hydrated. I was not, and I still don't eat like that. So I've lost a tremendous amount of weight, not on purpose. I just don't be hungry. And some days I am very hungry. When I'm very hungry, I will eat. I don't stick to no strict diet trying to lose weight. It just happened naturally for me. I initially wanted to breastfeed just to, it's cost effective for me. I didn't want to spend $50 a week on formula. That's just the bottom line. But I ended up spending money for breastfeeding bags and a deep freezer. But I think a $200 deep freezer and breastfeeding bags every month or every 2-3 weeks is way cheaper than spending $50 a week on a tub of Similac. So I still think that cost-wise, I'm doing great. And also, I saw someone tell me to lay my bags flat. My bags are laid flat. It's just I have that much milk. The reason why I created a stash, and I had to create a stash, because I think long term. I'm a soldier. I'm an active duty soldier in the Army. I have to pump if I want to continue to breastfeed once I go back to work. And I now have 4 weeks left, and again, I have about 700 ounces in the freezer. So, and I'm still storing every day, so I think it'll be great. So guys, I hope this was informative. I can answer more questions. I'm willing to do a follow-up vlog. I just wanted to give this to the ladies who had asked questions. This is my first ever vlog. I've never made a vlog a day in my life. I don't even think I recorded a video this long. So don't fight me, right? This is just me trying to help women that I know women have trouble. It's stressful trying to exclusively pump.